I never imagined that one of the proudest days of my life would turn into a public humiliation I'll never forget. Our daughter's graduation was supposed to be about her achievements, her moment of glory, and the years of effort she put into her studies. But instead, my husband decided to use that stage, that very moment, to make an announcement that would shake our family to its core. The auditorium was filled with cheers, clapping parents, and teary-eyed relatives who had come to celebrate. I was seated beside my husband, smiling, clapping, and even wiping away a tear or two as I watched our daughter walk proudly across the stage in her cap and gown. She looked radiant, and I felt like every sacrifice I had made as a mother was finally worth it. Then, just as the ceremony ended and people were beginning to gather, in little groups to take pictures and share hugs, my husband turned to me with a strange expression. At first, I thought he was about to whisper something sentimental about how proud he was. Instead, he cleared his throat loudly and announced, loud enough for people around us to hear, that he was leaving me. For a second, I didn't even process what he had said. The words didn't register. People froze, some gasped, and I felt the color drain from my face. "What?" was all I could manage to whisper, my voice trembling. But he looked straight at me, his face cold, and repeated it. He was leaving me. Right there, at our daughter's graduation. The whispers started immediately. I could hear them behind me. "Did you hear that?" "Oh my God, is he serious?" The shame that washed over me was unbearable. But in that same moment, something inside me hardened. I wasn't going to break down in front of him, in front of our daughter, or in front of this crowd. I smiled, even though my heart was racing, and calmly said, "Thank you for finally saying it out loud." The people around us looked confused, and I could feel my husband's composure cracking. His jaw tightened. He didn't expect me to respond like that. As our daughter came toward us, diploma in hand, smiling brightly, I stood up, hugged her tightly, and whispered how proud I was. I refused to let my husband's cruelty ruin her moment. She looked at me confused, clearly sensing tension, but I held strong. My husband, however, couldn't handle the fact that I wasn't breaking down. He had expected tears, begging, humiliation. Instead, I remained calm and even cheerful as I posed for pictures with our daughter, holding her proudly. That's when his voice rose. He started to scream. "You're acting like you don't care!" he shouted, his face red with anger. The entire crowd turned their heads, and our daughter's smile faltered. I took her hand gently, refusing to let his tantrum overshadow her big day. "Of course I care," I said softly. "But I care about her more than I care about your little performance." That single line set him off completely. He raised his voice even louder, going on about how he was tired of the marriage, how he had found someone else, how he deserved happiness. People were recording, whispering, some even stepping away awkwardly. I looked him straight in the eyes and calmly replied, "If you think this is the right place to humiliate me, then maybe everyone deserves to know the truth." His face twisted in shock. He hadn't expected me to fight back, not in public. I took a deep breath and, in front of the entire gathering, revealed what I had been holding inside for months. That I already knew about his affair, that I had been quietly gathering proof, that the reason I hadn't confronted him earlier was because I wanted our daughter to enjoy her graduation without the shadow of his betrayal. The gasps around us grew louder. My husband turned pale. He stammered, trying to deny it, but I pulled out my phone and showed him the very photos and messages I had saved. "You thought I was blind?" "No. I was just giving you the chance to come clean," I said with a steady voice. He started screaming even louder, demanding I stop, calling me names, trying to intimidate me. But the more he shouted, the calmer I became. My composure made him look even more unstable. Our daughter, though shaken, stood closer to me, her hand gripping mine tightly. By now, people weren't whispering anymore. They were glaring at him. A few even told him to stop, reminding him this was his daughter's graduation, not his stage to destroy a family. But he wouldn't stop. His pride wouldn't let him. That's when I decided to end it. I looked at our daughter and said, "Sweetheart, let's go celebrate somewhere else. We don't need anyone ruining your day." With that, I turned my back on him in front of everyone. My daughter followed me without hesitation. Behind me, I heard his voice breaking, calling my name, screaming louder than ever before. But I didn't stop. I didn't even turn around. For the first time in years, I felt free. His anger was no longer my burden to carry. Walking out of that auditorium, hand in hand with my daughter, I realized that sometimes the best revenge is simply refusing to give someone the reaction they crave. He wanted to see me broken. Instead, he saw me walk away stronger than ever. Later that night, while celebrating with family and friends who truly loved us, I received message after message from people who had witnessed the scene. Almost all of them said the same thing, that they admired my strength, and that he had humiliated himself far more than he had humiliated me. And as I watched my daughter laugh, surrounded by people who truly cared, I realized that his scream-filled meltdown was not the end of my story. It was the beginning of a new one.